Did you know that over 8% of Chileans are currently unemployed? That's right, in this beautiful South American nation known for its stunning landscapes and delicious wines, over 8 out of every 100 people are desperately looking for work. This isn't just about numbers on a spreadsheet, this is about real people, families struggling to put food on the table and keep a roof over their heads. Chile, once a beacon of economic stability in Latin America, is now grappling with a persistent unemployment crisis, one that casts a shadow over its future. This crisis isn't happening in a vacuum. It's deeply intertwined with a web of other economic challenges that are squeezing the life out of the Chilean dream. Inflation, that pesky monster that eats away at your hard-earned money, is rearing its ugly head, making it harder for everyday Chileans to afford basic necessities. The cost of living is skyrocketing and wages aren't keeping pace. This is like trying to fight a forest fire with a garden hose. It's just not a fair fight. And let's not forget about the elephant in the room, debt. Chile's public debt is on the rise, and while some debt can be a good thing, too much of it can be crippling. It's like taking out a massive loan to buy a fancy car, but then realizing you can't afford the monthly payments, the insurance, or even the gas to drive it. All of this adds up to a perfect storm of economic uncertainty. Adding fuel to this already raging fire are the stark gender disparities that plague the Chilean workforce. Women, the backbone of so many families, are bearing the brunt of this crisis. They're facing higher unemployment rates than men, and when they do find work, it's often in precarious, low-paying jobs. It's like being stuck on a broken escalator going down. No matter how hard you work, you keep getting pushed further down. And then there's the ever-present issue of informal work. Picture this. Street vendors hawking their wares, construction workers toiling away without contracts, and domestic workers cleaning houses for meager wages. This is the reality for a significant portion of Chile's workforce operating in the shadows of the formal economy, with little to no protection or benefits. It's like playing a game where the rules constantly change, and you're always at risk of being penalized for something you didn't even know was against the rules. These challenges, unemployment, inflation, debt, gender disparities, and informal work, are not just abstract economic concepts. They are the lived realities of millions of Chileans, impacting their daily lives, their hopes, and their dreams. Let's talk numbers, but don't worry, we'll keep it simple. As of early 2025, Chile's unemployment rate hovers around 8.4%. That's roughly 818,000 people without jobs. That's like the entire population of San Francisco looking for work. While the economy did experience some growth in 2024, clocking in at a respectable 4%, it's not enough to offset the challenges we've discussed. It's like trying to fill a bathtub with a leaky faucet. Sure, some water is getting in, but it's not enough to make a difference. Inflation, that silent thief, is sitting at an uncomfortable 4.5%. This means the price of everyday goods and services is steadily increasing, eroding the purchasing power of Chilean families. Imagine going to the grocery store and finding that the price of milk has doubled, or that your rent has gone up significantly. That's the reality of living with high inflation. To combat inflation, central banks often raise interest rates. Think of it as a way to cool down an overheated economy. But here's the catch: higher interest rates make it more expensive to borrow money, which can hurt businesses and individuals alike. It's like trying to put out a fire with a bucket of water that also douses everything else around it. So what does all of this look like in the real world? Let's meet some people whose lives have been directly impacted by Chile's economic woes. In the bustling capital city of Santiago, Maria, a single mother of 2, lost her job as a waitress last year when the restaurant she worked at shut down due to rising costs. Despite countless applications and interviews, she's still unemployed, struggling to provide for her children on meager government assistance. Maria's story is a stark reminder that behind the statistics are real people with real struggles. Down south in the industrial city of Concepcion, Pedro, a skilled welder, was laid off from his job at a shipbuilding yard. With fewer ships being built due to a decline in global trade, Pedro finds himself competing with hundreds of other skilled workers for a shrinking pool of jobs. His story highlights the vulnerability of even skilled workers in the face of economic downturns. And in the northern mining town of Antofagasta, Carmen, a young university graduate, is stuck in a dead-end job as a cashier. Despite having a degree in accounting, she can't find a job in her field, forcing her to defer her dreams of building a better future. Carmen's experience underscores the challenges faced by young people entering a job market that seems to have no room for them. Let's address the elephant in the room wearing a pantsuit: gender inequality. In Chile, women are hit harder by unemployment than men. The latest figures show that while the overall unemployment rate hovers around 8.4%, it's a staggering 9.3% for women. This isn't just a coincidence, it's a systemic issue rooted in deeply ingrained societal norms and biases. Think about it. Women are often expected to shoulder the burden of childcare and household responsibilities, limiting their ability to participate fully in the workforce. They face discrimination in hiring, promotion, and pay, and are often relegated to lower-paying, less secure jobs. It's like playing a game of Monopoly where you start with less money, fewer properties, and have to pay extra fees just for being a woman. This isn't just unfair, it's bad for the economy. When women are left out of the workforce or are unable to reach their full potential, everyone loses. It's like trying to run a marathon with one leg tied behind your back. You might be able to hobble along, but you're never going to win the race. Now, let's delve into the murky waters of Chile's informal economy. This is where you'll find street vendors, domestic workers, and countless others operating outside the realm of formal employment. They work long hours for low wages without contracts, benefits, or social security. It's like building a house on sand. It might look stable on the surface, but it's incredibly vulnerable to the slightest tremor. While informal work can provide a lifeline for those struggling to find formal employment, it also comes with a hefty price tag. Workers in the informal economy are often exploited, lack access to basic rights and protections, and are excluded from social safety nets. They are invisible in the eyes of the law, making them vulnerable to abuse and exploitation. This isn't just a moral issue, it also has significant economic implications. A large informal economy can stifle economic growth, reduce tax revenue, and perpetuate poverty. It's like trying to solve a puzzle with missing pieces. You might be able to get a vague idea of the picture, but you'll never see the full picture. So where does Chile go from here? The road ahead is undoubtedly filled with challenges, but there are glimmers of hope. The government is implementing various initiatives to boost employment, such as job training programs and investment in infrastructure projects. Think of it as giving the economy a much-needed tune-up, replacing old parts, adding some new features, and hoping it runs smoother. But there are also tough choices to be made. Addressing systemic issues like gender inequality and reforming the labor market to provide better protections for all workers will require bold and decisive action. It's like trying to turn a giant ship around. It takes time, effort, and a willingness to change course. The future of Chile's economy hangs in the balance. Will it be able to overcome its current challenges and emerge stronger? Or will it succumb to the pressures of inequality and economic instability? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain. The choices made today will have a lasting impact on the lives of millions of Chileans for generations to come.